Hi, my name is Dhruv Mantha and I'm from Sammamish, Washington. I'm interested in the integration of a train system into Washington state. Other areas in the country have shown that inner-city passenger rail can be financially viable without full public subsidy. Washington state has a major population corridors such as the I-5 from Seattle to Vancouver BC that face severe highway congestion. What is your position on attracting private investment or public-private partnerships to develop inner-city rail in Washington, and what do you see as the biggest barrier? Funding, land acquisition, or political will?
That's such a great question, Ruv. We absolutely need more transportation options for Washingtonians, and we've got to reduce our climate emissions and make our air quality better. And high-speed rail's a wonderful way to do that. I've had a chance to visit high-speed rail systems in Spain, in France, in Germany, in Japan. It's amazing what's happening all around the world, and we can do that here too. The legislature has set us on the course by asking our State Department of Transportation to begin planning for this kind of infrastructure here. And you're exactly right that this needs to be a public-private partnership. We need to work with Amtrak, we need to work with other rail operators, and we also have to acknowledge that if we want to do this right, we're going to cross a state border to Oregon and an international border to Vancouver, British Columbia. So it's going to be complicated. I would say the biggest barrier is political will. We need to get decision makers in 2 states and 1 Canadian province to agree on a vision for this, and then create the complicated and sophisticated plan it'll take to deliver it. So I believe we can do it. I know your generation is pushing for better options that reduce our emissions and move people more efficiently. I'm on board. Let's get it done.
Well, I appreciate the question. It's a question we've looked at on numerous occasions, particularly in regards to high-speed rail. I guess my concerns would be where are you going to put it? And what effect is that going to have on businesses, on property owners, farmers, all of these things, which are going to be affected. And then I think the biggest challenge you're going to have is how do you get it through downtown Seattle, as an example. When you get beyond all of those considerations, then you got to look at the cost. The cost, the last I heard, was somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 billion. That's with a B, billion dollars. And I would say if they think it's 50 billion, it's probably 70, 80, maybe even as high as 100. And right now, I would tell you that amount of money is not feasible from a state standpoint, and I'm not sure you could attract enough private investment to make that work. Fortunately, I look at what happened in California, or what's happening in California. They are like 3 or 4 times over their budget. They have done very little in regards to construction. I don't want to see that happen in the state of Washington.